it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're gonna be testing out the new Glamlite Paint Palette Pro. And I'll say that one 3 times fast because that is a little bit of a complicated name to say. So they released this as part of their Black Friday sale. It retails for $38, but I paid like $26 for it. So it wasn't bad, and it did come with a brush. The brush is super cheaply made, but I was excited because as much as I love my grungy palettes, I have bought a lot of them, and I still have at least 3 of them sitting over there that I need to test, but I wanted to do something a little bit more bright and colorful. So I was excited for this because I do like Glamlite's formula. Because I do own the original paint palette, and you can see this one retails for $45, but you can definitely see the difference in the sizes. Now there are some colors that definitely overlap, and if you go to Millie's channel, Bad to the Brow, she has like swatch comparisons between the 2 palettes, so it is extremely informative if you want to know. But I picked that up, and then I also picked up they had a dessert collection that had the cake palette, which I also picked up, which again, there are some overlaps. I do like that there is a box for this that makes it where it's not so oddly shaped, but that's what the cake palette looks like. Again, it is a beautiful, bright, colored palette. And I love me some bright colors. Well, I love any color, honestly. Let's not get it twisted. But I bought the dessert collection that included that in this brush. And then I also got like the donut palette and a highlighter, which are going in a giveaway, which we will be doing as soon as I get in all my Black Friday stuff, because I'm going to be doing a Black Friday haul because I bought a lot of makeup. But what's unusual about that? So I'm super excited to get to play with this, but let's start off by swatching her out. Now I did swatch her once before, but my camera wasn't on record, so I got to re-swatch her. So we're gonna start off with the mattes, and then we will go into the shimmers. Okay, so first off we've got Indigo, Dark Violet, Orchid, and Azura Blue. Now, these swatches are not the prettiest, but typically swatches don't mean everything. It depends on how it performs on the eye. So I am wearing my It's a Small World mouse headband from Disney World. Kara, my friend from Beauty and the Frizz, wears her mouse ears all the time, and it has inspired me to rock mine a little bit more. And it was like, the It's a Small World go perfectly with this kind of look. Then we've got Viridian Green, Turquoise, Lime, and Yellow Ochre. And I am not the best swatcher to begin with. I mean, some people are great at swatches, not me. Tangerine, Coral Red, Magenta, Crimson Red. So we've got Tangerine, Coral Red, Magenta, and Crimson Red. So the warm colors swatch much, much, much better. But as you can see, there is some staying power. I mean, I'm wiping this with a wet wipe, and I have to kind of scrub to get off the color, and you can still see swatches a little bit. And excuse if my nails look dirty. I was changing parts on my big printer earlier, and when I do, sometimes I get ink under my fingernails. So it is what it is. Next, we're going to swatch the shimmers because that is where I think Glamlite stands out. Look at that purple shimmer. Isn't that gorgeous? That beautiful wet looking shimmer. Cobalt Blue. Azura, or no, that's Aqua. Looking at the wrong one. And Cadmium or Cadmium Yellow. So, purple, cobalt, aqua, cadmium yellow or cadmium yellow, depends on how you say it. Okay, shimmers are where it's at. Then we've got electric pink. Okay. And then we're gonna go into my absolute favorite shade out of this entire palette. I wanna swatch it other way, is titanium white. Now it is a little bit of a crumbly color, but it is a true multi-chrome. So you can see that certain lights it looks green, other lights it looks pink, it looks blue. So trying to show you all the different flashes, but it is so beautiful. It is the standout of this palette. I mean, you can definitely see the shifts to it. It is so gorgeous and wet looking. I cannot wait to get that on my eyeballs. Whenever I opened that palette up, when I did an unboxing on my Instagram, I was like, my goodness, this thing is stunning. Let me fix where, you know, my headband actually keeps my hair out of my face. So let's go ahead and play. I have primed my eyeballs with the Gerard Clean Canvas Base in Fair. I have used that constantly since I've gotten it. It is one of my favorite bases that I have ever tried, hands down. Like, it isn't too thick, but it gives enough coverage where I can wear bright colors without it being too crazy. So I think we're gonna go into the shade Orchid first. And then this is the BK Beauty 201. I love these brushes. And no, I'm not affiliated with BK Beauty. I have gotten a few brushes sent to me in PR, but that was after I had already bought a ton, and then I've bought more since I've gotten them. So as you can see, this is definitely performing a lot better than what the swatch looked like, but that's not unusual. But I think I want to keep this very purple and pink. Can't think of the last time I did a purple eye, because, you know, I almost always do green. If there's green, I'm gonna do green on my eyeballs, because even though green isn't my favorite color like to wear, it is my favorite color as far as eyeshadow. But like my favorite color would probably be pink. Yes, I know, shocker. So this is the BK Beauty 202. So as you can see, it is a little bit more pointed. Again, I love this shape of brush. We're gonna go into the shade Dark Violet, which is the deeper purple right here. And I figured that doing the purples, there are a lot of purples in this palette, that would be something fun to work with. And as you can see, I'm really keeping that in my crease. I typically do the same eye look over and over and over again with just different colors. Part of the reason why I do that is this shape is super flattering on my face. Another reason is I am blind in my right eye, not completely, but my eye is pretty much useless, so I can't do winged eyeliner, and I have fibromyalgia. My hands are not steady in the least little bit, so doing anything more intricate than this, it's a no from me. But you can see how much I've already built up this side, how that dark violet really has brought the depth into this look. And again, this is only color number 2 in. So, but I mean, it's pretty much blending together effortlessly, which is something I definitely enjoy. And I wasn't going to sure if I was going to bring in the cake palette. I wasn't sure what colors I wanted to use, but yeah. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Kara with Beauty in the Fridge yet, you need to. She is a teacher and she loves all things indie makeup like I do. Probably even more than I do, because y'all know, even though I love indie makeup, I love bougie stuff too. So, you know, I like to mix it up. So I think I'm gonna use the same 202 brush, and we're going to go into the shade right here, which is Indigo, which is that deep, oh yes, that's pretty. That deepest purple. And I'm just really focusing that only in the outer V. Oh, that is a beautiful color. See how much that little bit just added to the look. But yeah, just keep adjusting. But purples are a flattering color on my skin. It's just, I tend to like greens. I don't know why. I mean, again, greens are like my favorite when it comes to eyeshadow. That looks really, really, really pretty. So what I think I'm gonna do, this is the brush that came with the palette. So I'm going to apply some glitter glue because I want to use at least 2 shimmers on my lid, maybe 3, depends on what I decide to do with this. I didn't want to put too much glitter glue. This is the Too Faced glitter glue. And to me, it's interchangeable with the NYX glitter glue. It's just, this is what I have open. I also have the lit glitter glue, which I really like, but it is super liquidy. So it can be a little bit harder to work with. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the purple shimmer first. It is picking up beautifully on the brush. There we go. That is a pretty color. So, so pretty. And if you're looking for more looks, because I don't always have a chance to like do multiple looks with palettes, at least on camera. I may wear them again. I typically wear them again on camera. You can also check out my daughter. She's been filming too for YouTube, and she'll typically do one of the new palettes that I purchase or grab one of the old ones that I have. She loves doing this too, which is shocking. So next up, I think I'm gonna go into the aqua color. I think I wanna add some brightness, oh yeah. Do something a little bit different, more of like, oh yeah. See how pretty that looks together? But she's, you know, she's only 20 and she's just now really getting into makeup because she sees how much I love it and I talk about it all the time. So you can always check her out. And her preferences on makeup are different than mine, and she does more like special eyeliner stuff and all that because she can see. I'm liking how that looks. Okay, that looks so pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera. I'm going to do the rest of my face makeup, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about the palette. Okay, so I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light Ambient Bronzer. This is the deepest shade of bronzer that they have. I used the Mulan Blush and Matchmaker. And then for highlight, I'm not sure if you can see that multi-chrome shift in there. I used the new Space Age Prophecy highlighter by Kaleidos. Isn't that gorgeous? This is just, I mean, like if I could bathe in this, I would, because like it shifts from orange to yellow to green. And I figured it would kind of go with my And you can see how when it blends out, it is just beautiful. It kind of goes with that ice cream dream thing I've got going on. And then on my lips, I use the So Rare lip liner by Juvia's Place and the YSL lip balm. This is what Nadia bought me, and I use this all the time because it feels really good on the lips. I do not know the name of the color. It's just got like a little number thing on the bottom. And then I have on false lashes. And then for my waterline, I use the BFF Gel Cream Eyeliner in Loverboy, because I think I want to go more pink underneath. So I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 205, and we're gonna go into the shade Crimson right there. And we're gonna take and start by fluffing that right on the outer edge, and then kind of move it in for the first half, or the back half of my under eye. And just, there we go. Kind of going back and forth, but I'm trying not to go too heavy-handed so I don't end up with fallout everywhere. But that looks pretty, pretty, pretty. Very, very pretty. So I'm gonna grab, this is a 203 brush, and we're gonna go into the shade Magenta, which is a little bit brighter pink, which has a little bit more of that purpley undertone to it too. And I'm putting that in the front half of my eye, but also kind of using that to blend out crimson as well. Okay. That looks pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is just a clean 201 brush, and just kind of going under to make sure everything is nice and smooth and blended. That is something I tend to really like to do. I am gonna grab, this is a BK Beauty 204, little bit smaller brush, and I'm gonna go into that Indigo shade, which is the deepest purple I used on my eye. And I want to bring, okay, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I want to use that ever so slightly in the outer. So see how that eye doesn't have it and that eye does, how it kind of blends the top and the bottom together a little bit more. And sometimes when you're doing, like, to me, a drastic kind of color shift like I just did, this helps mesh everything together. But I don't mind it. So I'm gonna take that 203 again, and blend it into that purple. Grab a clean brush one more time. And blend, blend, blend. I know it looks a little weird right now, but just you wait, you'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 207 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Titanium White, which is that beautiful multi-chrome shade. But I am going to spray my brush, because this shade, even though I adore that shade, and I think that this palette is, that is the shade in the palette that I love the most, it is kind of crumbly. So I want to make sure that if I'm using it wet, so I don't end up with a ton of glitter fallout on my face. I don't know, this look reminds me of cotton candy. But that's not an unusual sentiment for me. Cotton candy is something that I tend to love. Actually, that is one of my favorite candies, is cotton candy, just in case you were wondering. You may or may not. Okay, I'm gonna use, this is the Wander Beauty mascara in Mile High Club. It's just a black mascara. I really like this wand for if I'm wearing false lashes and for doing my lower lash line because it's tiny. Now, I typically don't have an issue with mascara transferring and stuff like that, but if you do, I don't know how this works. Let's be quite honest. But there is the finished look. Now, no, I did not use all of the colors. Let's give my hair a little bit of a fluff. But I did use, how many? So we used 3, 6, 9 shades out of the palette so far, because we used those 3, that one, that one, that one, and those 3. So I used 9 shades out of the palette. I kind of stayed away from this area, but I do plan on doing more looks. I will tag it, but I don't know if I'll do like a 3 looks 1 video or anything with it. Because there are so many new palettes coming out. But honestly, I really like this palette. I think they performed beautifully. Hopefully you can see that. I mean, I think that they look super stunning on the eyes. And this shade right here. Just tell me that isn't beautiful. I mean, come on now. Look at that. That to me, that is the winner. And I also really like the cadmium yellow shade. I mean, it's still really pretty too. Like when it's got a lot of shift to it as well. I do like that a lot of brands are stepping out into the multi-chrome realm. Now, if you can get this palette for 30% off like I did, that's a steal. I think that it's a great value for that. Paying full price at $38, not so much, because I mean, I think it's great. But if you own like the Glamlite cake palette or the other paint palette, you really don't need this. Or even really probably the ice cream palette, you probably have a lot of overlap. But if you don't own it and you're interested in a brights palette, I do think that this is a great option. I think that the shimmers are the standout for Glamlite. I think that is my favorite formula from them. But yeah, I guess that's it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you want more in depth over this, go check out Millie's channel, Bad to the Brow. And don't forget to go check out Kara, because you'll love her too. But I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.